Okay, guys, we're back to the company presentations, and we're sticking to the British Columbia porphyry theme here with Kodiak Copper. Nancy, take it away.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. My name is Nancy Curry. I'm the VP Corporate Development for Kodiak Copper. Kodiak is an copper exploration company exploring and discovering what is arguably probably the most critical metal in traditional economies plus future-based economies. Our flagship project is called MPD. It is located in British Columbia. We've been drilling now for many years and have reached a key point that will be an opportune time for investors to look at our company, which I'll get into. I will be making some forward-looking statements and ask you to go to our website for relevant guidance. As most people here who have invested in juniors and exploration companies know, management is probably the most important pillar for a successful junior company. I'll tell you a little bit about the team behind Kodiak. Chris Taylor is our chairman and founder. Most people know Chris from his great success at Great Bear Resources. And what he did with Great Bear, we're trying to replicate with copper, Kodiak Copper in copper. A lot of people don't realize that Chris is a structural geologist who started his career in BC porphyries. He worked at Imperial Metals, on Red Chris or Mount Poly, two well-known BC copper porphyries. As Great Bear was succeeding, he brought in Claudia Tornquist as our CEO. If you've been to these conferences, she has presented in the past. Claudia has more than 20 years experience in the resource industry. 10 of those years were spent with Rio Tinto in London, where she gained vast experience in project valuation, M&A, et cetera. So a big advantage for a company like Kodiak in the future. If you've met the both of them together, they're the dynamic duo. They complement each other and bring strengths that a lot of junior companies don't have. Last on this slide is John Robbins, but not least. John is a very well-known mining entrepreneur, many decades of generating value for shareholders. He and his partner have started a group called Discovery Group, which we are a part of. We're very fortunate to be part of Discovery Group. It is a loose alliance of companies. They're all independent, but we share things like contacts, marketing, office space, a lot of technical expertise, so a lot of networking that goes on between the companies. For an investor, I think more importantly, being part of Discovery Group, I think should add an extra layer of confidence, as there's not many companies in the group, and most of the companies in the group are selected by John, and they generally, you'll see that they have a strong management team, and it is a project of substance. So we feel very benefited to be part of this group. Let's get into the opportunity. Our MPD project, as I said, is located in southern British Columbia. This location will bring many advantages to exploration. We are just 3 hours away from Vancouver. We have access to skilled workforce, infrastructure, work in communities and with First Nations that have benefited from resource development. We are located between two operating mines. It's a very historic mining district in British Columbia. You have Teck's big Highland Valley copper mine to the north of us, and you have Hud Bay to the south of us in Copper Mountain. So the advantage of location I can't highlight enough. It gives us cost effectiveness in our exploration. An example would be our drill costs are probably one of the lowest in Canada. So that benefits us now. And then down the road, when you start thinking about a future mine and operations, it's much easier to put a project like this in production in an area that already has producing mines. So our MPD project is a project that we have consolidated over the last 6 years. The different colors on this map are different areas that we've added, and we've got to a point where we believe we have critical mass. Another point to highlight is a lot of these claims had previous work done on them, almost 400 or 500 holes, 66,000 meters of drilling. That equates to about $20 to $30 million in today's value that our shareholders didn't have to pay for, so another benefit. You might ask why previous operators weren't successful, and it really is that consolidation that we have, putting that critical mass together. A lot of the historic work was done on small land packages over many decades. So being able to consolidate it, and when you deal with porphyries, you're looking for size. You need a big mineralized footprint. So besides consolidating the ground over the last 6 years, we've also drilled 85,000 meters. I'm not going to go into technical details on all the zones we've drilled in this presentation, but it's important for you to know that we have multiple zones that have been discovered, drilled and outlined, and that has brought us to this point. Now we have 7 mineralized zones showing substantial size of copper and gold mineralization. You have Ketchum, Gate, Dillard, and Man in our northern cluster, and in the south you have Addit, West, South Mid. There are several mineralized zones that have higher grade components, which is important when you're looking at future economics. We also have several zones that are up mineralized at surface. Again, these are things that are going to be important when you start putting economics on the project. In addition to that, besides the 7 mineralized zones, we have 20 additional targets to test. So there's lots of opportunity for more value to be added through discovery. But why this year is such a key year and has such catalysts for us, it's the first time we're going to put a mineral resource on what we have. We believe we have a critical size to demonstrate to the market for the first time what the actual size and grade is at the MPD project. It will be important also for our shareholders and the market to understand the future or the economic viability, as that has not been able to be determined before this point. So that maiden resource is very key this year. What is important to note about the maiden resource is we're actually going to put it out in 2 parts. The first part you can expect in June, and it will consist of 4 zones. And then we'll start our summer exploration program in 3 zones. We'll get further drilling, and then that'll get included in a full resource that will be put out by the end of the year. And why is this going to be such a key catalyst for the company? Is if you look at the market cap of Kodiak, we are quite undervalued compared to some of our more advanced peers. So at a $35 to $40 million market cap with no resource, looking at Faraday Copper, North Isle, or Copper Fox that are trading between 135 and 189 with a resource in PEA, you can see that there's an opportunity for us to close that market cap benefiting our shareholders. I have GT Gold on this slide because it was actually bought out in 2020 after they put out their maiden resource. I'll tell you, it was probably a better market. We had more excitement in the copper sector, but you're starting to see that excitement come back in. But Newmont bought it out for just under $500 million, so a great success, and that's obviously something we're trying to aspire to. So for our shareholders or potential investors, what are you expecting from us this year? 2025 is going to be a big year. We have a fully funded program. Q1, we started the mineral resource, we started our metallurgy, and we closed a financing. So hopefully by the end of this month, you'll get the met work from us. That'll go into the first part of the resource that should come out in June. We'll also start our exploration program in June with results coming out in the third quarter, and those results will then go into the full resource that will come out before the end of Q4. So very busy, lots of news, lots of milestones. Last but not least is our capital structure. We have spent probably over $40 million on this project, and I think it's very significant to note that we only have 86 million shares outstanding. We have two substantial shareholders, Teck Resources. They invested on our initial discovery and have come in twice more since then. In this last financing, we acquired Conwave, which is a respected European fund. We have Cormark currently covering us. I would anticipate that with the mineral resource, you will expect more coverage on MPD. And that's pretty much it. So lots of catalysts this year. Good opportunity for us to close that evaluation gap with some of our most advanced peers. So I hope I've outlined quickly to you why we think it's an opportune time to invest in Kodiak Copper. Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Are there any questions from the audience? No? I got one question for you,
Okay.
Nancy. Resource in two parts.
Yes.
Can you give us like an indication how many meters will be included in the first part and the second part? Because you mentioned there will be additional drilling for the second part.
There's 7 zones, so we'll put out, we don't need to do any more drilling on 4 of the zones, so that's why they're going to come out in the first part, end of June. The 3 in the second part will be drilled. We need to just do some confirmation and fill in between some of the historic drilling. We'll put out exactly how many meters.
Okay.
I don't know that right now, but it'll come out in June.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah, no, thanks so much.
Excellent. Thank you.